Hello, I'm Vara,
Hello, Vara. I am Roxy.
and you're listening to VCR. Hey, Roxy, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh my
I like to
God.
try to throw you for a loop right
You
there. You were
do.
like,
My
wait,
brain
what?
has to stop and pause for a minute and be like, what did she just say?
What?
And of course,
That's not in the script. No.
this
There's
is
no
the other
script.
one that drives me nuts all day is Puppy. Isn't that
Mhm,
right, Puppy? My other co-host.
mhm.
Whatever, doesn't want to give me kisses. Just wants me to put her down.
She's like,
So,
unhand me, human.
dry like, drop me now. Oh my goodness. Speaking of dropping, so Halloween is about to drop really soon. Matter of fact, when you get this show, you got like 3 days and it's
Mhm.
Halloweeny and it's one of the best times. And then we'll end our series of the spooky season,
Woo.
because we've been kind of doing something spooky for the past few episodes. And this will be the last spooky one, I think. Pretty
Mhm.
much. And so today, the one thing that we kind of realized, me and Roxy were talking about this over the week, is how damn expensive it is
Jesus.
this year to do anything spooky or spooktacular. It's like ridiculous. I think I was telling her,
Crazy.
yeah, like I was trying to go pick up some candy for the office, um, at Target, and I saw the bag of like the name brand bag. Let's be honest, it's a name brand bag. It's a Hershey's one with the Snickers, the Hershey's, the other little stuff in it. Maybe 90 pieces that come in there, or 100 and something, and it's $25 a bag.
Which is wild.
I was like,
$25
yeah.
for candy?
And if you live in a neighborhood where they go crazy for Halloween and one bag isn't going to be enough,
Mm-mm.
then that's a little much. Then you have to go buy two bags, and that's $50. And if you're up to four, well, there you go. That's 100 and something because of
Mhm.
taxes and all that. So it gets ridiculous and it gets stupid expensive. So I find myself buying like cheaper, less known candies because it's more
The
affordable.
candy that nobody wants.
Yeah, you got the Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Pops and that kind of stuff, but it's becoming really expensive. And then you look at the cost of costumes this year, and those have gone up too.
Yeah.
And then it's just
You know those like
real.
little sticker decals they have to put on your face to make your makeup easier?
Yeah, what a
I went and looked at some yesterday and like it was almost $10 for a little pack. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah. And you're not getting the value you would normally get. Like, if you paid $10, you might get double that with a quantity and stuff like that. But it's been really expensive. And we know this. The economy is in a funky state. Eggs
Mm.
are still expensive. Meat has rised. Um, Let me rephrase that. The cost of meat has rised. Uh, those kind of things. So it's getting more and more expensive, and it's almost getting almost too expensive to even want to do anything for Halloween.
Man,
But we are here to help you. That's what the VCR
oh
show does.
dry.
We're here to help you try to be a little more cost effective this Halloween. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do something we've never done on this show before. We're going to refer to an article that I wrote,
Oh God. I'm gonna go take a nap. But
right? And instead of an article that someone else writes that we pull up, we're going to use partly an article that I wrote and the resources I used for it to try to help you have a little cheaper of a Halloween because it is expensive. It really, really is expensive. And I know for myself, like I'm doing some stuff to kind of budget out between the candy stuff and my costume and the other things that I've kind of blown this year. Like this year, I have not gone crazy with the Halloween decorations. Normally I do, but I haven't. I've kind of limited myself as to how much I'm buying and all this other stuff because it is stupid expensive out there.
yeah.
And even when the dollar store decorations are more than $1, that kind of sends A
I
big
bought those
message to
big
you.
old tombstone, like the styrofoam ones from the dollar store.
Hmm.
I get to the register and she's like, $7. I was like, excuse me?
Hmm.
Where am I?
Exactly. This isn't the dollar store. Why
I
is
was like,
this
what? I mean,
$7?
it is a big styrofoam one. It is bigger than the other ones. So I was like, $4 or $5 max, right? I'm like, $7. I was like,
Well,
that's crazy
th-
cakes.
they got me that way too because I had bought one of these it was this really interesting skull with the hands holding it, and it's a candy bowl, right?
Hmm.
And it's kind of that black um oil slick looking one, the one with the
Uh-huh.
shine to it. And so I figured, okay, $3, no big deal. They rang it up, it was like $7. I'm like, I'm sorry, what is $7?" And even like no joke, even the clerk looked at the receipt because she wanted to know what it was that was
He was
seven
like, wait, what?
dollars.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
I was
question.
like, yeah, right. I mean, like it's the dollar store. Why am I paying $7 for a bowl?
Like, I know they have that aisle that's like $5,
Yeah, yeah, that's a more
depending on what
expensive
it is, it
aisle.
may be like $10, but like, that's very
Exactly.
rare to have a $10 item on it. Like, so I was thrown back. I was like, wait, seven?
Hmm.
But I
It's
ended up getting it for five though because it was cracked in the back, so it was kind of broken.
hmm.
And I took it anyways because I was like, I'll just hot glue that bitch together. And that's what I did. And I put it
There
outside.
you go. So, Roxy, let me do what I do and share screen with you. Boo. Just
Ah,
kidding. Yeah. So here we go. We're gonna look at of course, my mouse is frozen up. Why wouldn't it be frozen up? I just changed the batteries on this piece of crap.
uh-huh.
Oh my God. Always something fun with a podcast, people. Always something fun. So, this is an article I wrote just a couple days ago on how to kind of get your spooky season under control. So, it's spooky spending, how to celebrate Halloween without breaking the bank. I know, super clever, right? I have to use that master's degree for something.
Right.
And look,
Good for you.
I did my own photography too. So, this is a photo I took. So scrolling down, that's me. See? Anyway. So looking at it, let's just jump into the infographic. So something I didn't realize here is like what a massive industry the Halloween themed industry is. So like
Mm-hmm.
Halloween candies, Halloween costumes, Halloween decorations. Did not realize that, Roxy, did you know this? 13.1 billion
Wow.
is what they are projecting for the 2025 year just for Halloween.
Wow.
13 billion. That's
It's not including the weirdos like me that have it like all year.
yeah. So again, $13 billion industry right there. So can you imagine if you were just a shop that takes a little slice of that? You're still pretty doing pretty damn good with an
Mm-hmm.
industry that big, that's
Yeah.
producing that much. So in 2024, Halloween brought in $11.6 billion dollars. And in 2023, the bigger record of $12.2 billion dollars on Halloween. So, what
Wow.
exactly is it that people are spending this kind of money on? Well, according to an article written by
Costumes.
moi, it is actually, no. So this part for the demographics on this comes from an infographic from Consolidated Credit. It is looking at about people are spending about $114 on average on Halloween related purchases. That includes about $33 on candy per household, $45 on decorations, and $51 on costumes. So yeah, the higher ranking stuff, Roxy had it right, was the costumes. And
Oh.
if we look at this a little bit more in a breakdown that I wrote, here we go. No, I'm we have we have based on our breakdown that we just read, 66% of Americans will hand out candy, 51% will decorate their homes or yards, 51% will dress up in costumes. This includes kids, adults, and pets. 46% will carve pumpkins. 32% will throw a or attend a party. And 24% will visit haunted houses, with a 23% will dress up their pets. Roxy, you dressing up Peachy Poo this year?
You know I am.
I didn't even. She already dressed her up last week.
I did. My poor baby.
So, but out of curiosity, with these kind of percentages, are you doing any? Are you going to any Halloween parties or throwing a Halloween get
So
together?
this year, no. This is the first year that I'm not doing any Halloween parties or anything like that. Like I'll actually be home and handing out candy this year. And it's wild because it's on a weekend finally.
I know, right? It's on a Friday, so.
It's on a Friday and
Mhm.
I'll be at home.
See, I myself. So the thing about my neighborhood is like there's a neighborhood right next to mine, and the neighborhood right next to mine is considered one of the best places in Houston
Hmm.
to go trick or treating at. So they'll have tons of candy. So kids don't come to my neighborhood, so I never have to worry about that. That's not an
Yeah.
issue for me. But they do love going to that neighborhood right across the way, and they just go crazy there. But I will say this. So I will not be doing the majority of the stuff on here, like handing out candy. I will be dressing up in a costume for work because, like the ghettos boys say this week, no, this year Halloween fell on a weekend. It falls on Friday. So I will be dressing up at the office. Are you dressing up for the office?
Well, our office is doing our Halloween party on Monday.
Boo.
Yeah, because my office hours, we're not there.
Hmm.
Nobody's there really on Friday, just like three of us. So so it is. So we're not gonna do it on that day. So, but yes, I think I'm dressing up. I don't know yet.
Will you be
Tomorrow is
carving?
Monday and I don't really have a costume.
There you go. There you
But
go.
I tend to get creative with whatever I have in my closet. So
So will you be doing carving a pumpkin this year?
not carving, I painted a pumpkin.
But you are pumpkining.
Yes, I am pumpkining. She's right here. You can see her.
Yay! Yes, that she is like actually a really cute pumpkin. I bought two pumpkins. I carved one last night. I'll carve the other one tomorrow. Or I might offer it to my niece to carve a pumpkin type of thing. So we'll see what
Fun.
happens from there. I did do the yard decorating this year. I got some inflatables and put those out. Roxy, you decorated your kind of little patio space, didn't
Yes,
you?
I
Yeah.
decorate for every Halloween. It's a yes every year. There's no question about it.
So see, we follow a nice majority of the trends here that have been pointed out in this
Hmm.
massive industry.
I have not gone to a haunted house yet, but I would like to.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been to a haunted house in a few years, so that's not something I do real regularly. And it has been a very, very long time since I've been to a haunted house. I should get back on that.
I may do that like on Thursday,
Well, see, that might be worth
maybe,
doing. Kind of get it in there. But
right?
what are things that we can do to kind of help make this Halloween a little bit more inexpensive on us? And I've kind of broken down some stuff that might be useful, or I at least think it's useful. I don't know.
It should be
It
maybe a
should
little.
be, possibly. So let's look at some other demo. Like, one of the big things that we like to do during the spooky season is break down and watch spooky movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is also a picture I took. Yay, me watching spooky movies. So the question is, why? Why? I mean, you could go out and you could watch the latest horror films that are in the theater right now, which I think is Black Phone 2 and Good Boy and a couple of other little things that are out there
Hmm.
that are in theaters. But here's kind of a breakdown of that. So let's say you do want to go to see a theater spooky movie. Here's the thing. On average, for one individual, you're looking about spending about $16.08 per person just for the ticket. Then you add in like a drink and popcorn combo, which comes out to about 30 bucks. In the end, you've paid $46.08 for your entry into this movie, right? So that sounds maybe reasonable, maybe not. I don't know. Depends on what kind of budget you got going on. But let's say you take a date. Well, that easily jumps that thing up to almost a hundred
Almost 100
dollars.
bucks.
You know, you're looking at $92.16. That's if you
Crazy.
share a combo. Like, that doesn't mean that's without candy, that's without hot dogs, that's just popcorn and a drink. And that price was just like for one popcorn and one drink. So
You
even
remember
if you,
when it was like 50 bucks for two people?
yeah, I remember. I miss it. I remember.
Jeez.
So a way to kind of cut this way down for you, or the chances are you are already on some kind of streaming platform, whether it's Netflix or Roku or, whatever you got, you have a streaming platform of some sort. And chances are that, it already comes with a spooky movie section, right? So I know Netflix has their Netflix and chills section, which I'm gonna be honest, it's okay. It kind of got better
It
from
wasn't
when
that
it
chilling
it wasn't that chilling.
this year. Well,
Yeah.
also because I'm like, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Exactly. But there are still some little gems out there. So like
mhm.
yesterday I watched Heart Eyes, which is a Netflix one. That was actually pretty good. I liked it. That was a good
That
one.
one's
Was
a good
not
one. Yeah, it's cute.
expecting
I like
that.
it. For a horror
Um
movie, it's very cute.
it is. It is. Another good pick is going to be, and we'll talk about this one next week. We lied. This week isn't what we said last week.
Right.
Um, Next week we'll talk about Ed Gein, Monster, the Ed Gein series. That was actually a really good one, pretty disturbing.
I
Yes.
can't, I still have two episodes to go. I had to take a break.
Yeah, Roxy's
I
having trouble
couldn't.
getting through it. But it is
I don't know why,
disturbing.
but I'm struggling to watch this one.
It is a disturbing one, and the thing that's kind of interesting about it is it's going to be very disturbing, very interesting, but perfect for the spooky season. So if you're wanting to jump on that, that is something to do as well. So Heart Eyes, Ed Gein. Recently Roxy has me watching Haunted Hotel, which is a
Yeah.
cartoon. I gotta admit, it's cute. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm on episode 4. So it's actually pretty interesting, and I'm enjoying that for the spooky seasons. Also, I'm gonna throw out a an idea for go classic. Go to some of the older
Yes.
ones. You know, watch like last night I watched the 1979 version of Dracula, which is just basically the butchering of the storyline of Dracula. So but I watched it and it wasn't bad. Or you can go check out some other of the spooky wookies that might be
Ookie
worth it,
wookie.
for you. But if you do that, let's say you stay in, you get yourself some microwave popcorn and a pizza, frozen pizza. You're not spending nearly as much. So, for example, here in Houston, I can't do this with everyone's demographic, but the average cost for a frozen pizza in Houston is about $4.89. That's not bad. That's pretty reasonable. On
Yeah.
top of that,
Is that a Red Baron?
huh?
So what's that, a Red Baron?
That is a Red Baron. That is a Red Baron, $4.89. You also have a box of microwave popcorn, depending on the name brand, $5.79. That is a way cheaper difference than what you're paying for to actually go out to the movies. Plus, like I said, you're not paying for well, in a way you're paying for the movie, but it's part of your package, part of your stream.
Right.
You've already paid for it. You might as well use it, right? So that is an idea is just stay home and make it a spooky
Hmm.
evening.
That's what
Uh,
I did last night.
huh?
I said that's what I did last night. Had a spooky
See,
little date by
that
myself.
that's what I did too. I stayed home. I watched Dracula. I carved my pumpkin. I did. Okay, so here's the thing about my spooky night in. I originally was doing the microwave pizza thing because I wanted to practice what I put, right? But I called Roxy and I was angry because
Very
I
angry.
was very angry because I had put it in the damn air fryer. And the air fryer wasn't cooking my pizza because it would cook it and then it would just stop. I was like, what the hell? And then I would restart it again and then it would just stop. And I was like, what the fuck? So then I put it in the microwave to finish it off. I ate the pizza. It was disappointing because I was probably angry.
Yeah. You were
And
very angry, so you were like, fuck this pizza.
so then I went out to basically I went and just got me some a barbecue baked potato, enjoyed myself, brought that home. That was a much better call. So depending on what you do, it still comes out cheaper than buying the ticket.
Yeah,
Because
I
even
went
with
to Trader Joe's and bought pizza dough,
Mhm.
and I made me a little ghost-shaped pizza, and it was very cute.
And it was, she sent me pictures, it was adorable.
And I made some cookies that are now kind of like what I call cookie muffins.
Mhm.
They're really good. And then what did I watch last night? I think I watched Beetlejuice and I watched oh, We Have a Ghost.
Okay.
I didn't get too spooky last night. I saved that for morning time.
There you go. Now, another one I jumped on again. I rewatched Hubie's Halloween.
Oh,
That's cute and a good one. So that's one way of kind of making things a little bit cheaper on yourself.
yeah.
Another way, also me, is just by doing kind of cheap costumes. Don't go too crazy. You don't have to go out and buy super expensive stuff at the stores.
You sure don't.
You can slap something together. This is a mask and a robe that I put on, and I think altogether this thing cost me like $20 to slap together. I spent most of the money on the mask than anything else. So you can do those kind of piece kind of things. So like this year for Halloween, I'm going to cheapen up my actually I'll hardly spend anything on my costume this year. Matter of fact, at the most I've spent $5 because I have most of the stuff. So I used to be a stage actor, so I have all kinds of stuff in my house, and one of them is I have this afro wig. So I'm going to put the wig on and I'm going to put on a blue shirt and my jeans, and I bought a little paint palette that was $4, and I'm going to go as Bob Ross. So I'm gonna go as Bob Ross for Halloween this year. So I had most of the stuff. Most I've spent is $5. I'm pretty good to go.
Yeah. And I pretty much go all out every Halloween, so I have a bunch of stuff. So,
hmm
and I tend to just recycle or go through whatever I have in my closet and throw something together.
And but you haven't figured out what this year is gonna be though, right?
No, this year, because I really didn't think I was going to do it. And then they moved the party last minute, and I'm like,
Mhm.
great. But I tend to work best under pressure, so we'll see what I come up with. I may have to just recycle and reuse an old costume.
There you go. Another thing, okay, so candy. Candy is a big thing. Like you're spending that much on candy for trick-or-treaters, right? I
hmm
don't have that issue because no one comes here. But let's talk about ways to kind of make this a little bit cheaper on you. All right. So I'm going to click here. Now, one thing is consider not giving candy. I know that's boo, but consider actually not giving out candy and instead of giving out something else. So, for example, I know people are going to be like, why would I do this to those kids? Because it's Halloween. Why not? So, like, Halloween packs of pencils. I know that doesn't sound great, but it is still a treat. You just drop it in the bag, send them on their merry way. It's an economic issue. Candy's expensive. You got a pack of 72 for $10. That get two packs.
Two
If
per
you
kid.
Yeah, or one per kid, and then just so then you have plenty of pencils left over. And at most you've spent $20, which is way more economical than spending $25 a bag, which I think is ridiculous. And or here, the party pack or the party pack favors that come with these little toys, the magic balls, the slinkies, the little cheapy card games, things like that. That's 88 pieces for again $10. If you want, get two of those, pass them out. They got the spider rings, they got the slinkies, they got all that stuff in it. And the truth is, it's You
And
know,
the truth is, as a kid, we hated that shit.
yeah. Well, yes and no. Like
When
sometimes
give me the candy.
people
And then went
really
away.
did like, kids sometimes really did like the spider rings or the
Yeah, that's true.
spooky
I did
rings,
like that spider
or
ring.
you like the little magic balls. So it varies. It doesn't have to be candy. It can be something like that, like little party favors, little things like
Hmm.
that, that kind of, help make it easier on your budget. But also, it's still something that you give the kids because they're expecting a little treat or a trick, right? So
Right,
definitely
right,
give
right.
them that little something. And, you know, it's still a nice little Halloween thing. And it does make things a little bit more cost effective because let's admit it, it is expensive out there right now. I mean, really
Yeah,
expensive.
I saw where some people are opting to hand out like packs of ramen
Hmm.
or the macaroni, the microwavable macaroni little things
Yeah.
or snack packs. They've been opting to do that with everything that's going on.
Hmm.
It helps people out,
Yeah. No, seriously, I was reading an article the other day that where military families are turning towards like care packages, food care packages because right now, because the government's in a shutdown, they're not really getting paid, so they are needing help with food. So the fact that some people are thinking about putting ramen in Halloween bags, it says a
and
lot
kids
as to
love
what's going
ramen.
on.
I mean, I don't know a kid that doesn't love ramen,
Yeah, like a lot of kids do love ramen. Like I loved ramen growing up. I still love it as an adult. So that may not be a terrible idea to drop a bag of ramen in some kid's bag because you don't know what's going
right?
on either. Let me give you this as another Halloween suggestion. So a lot of people get angry when they see teenagers or adults showing up for Halloween. Let me explain something. Don't get angry. And,
Mm-mm.
and the truth is, you may have a certain view on it, but here's the thing that you don't know. You don't know what their situation is. You don't know if they are financially hurting and maybe this is their way of getting food. Because some people will pass out apples and oranges and
Oh yeah,
maybe trying to fish for those too. Um, you don't know what's happening in their home life. The other thing that you need to consider is the fact that there may be a disability going on. They may be
maybe you never
autistic.
know.
They could be mentally challenged, and for them this is fun. But you may view it, oh, well, they're a grown kid. Well, you don't know what their situation is. Don't be a jerk.
And even if they're not out causing mischief or causing problems.
Yeah, just
Give
drop
them the
them.
damn candy.
What is it going to kill you to drop a gumball in their
Right.
bag? It isn't. So consider that and keep that in mind if they show up, that they're not there to be malicious. They're probably you don't know what the situation is, and it's embarrassing to call them out on stuff like that. So don't be
Yeah.
one of those. Don't be a Karen. Do
Don't
not
be a
be a
dick.
Karen. Don't. Um, be a decent human being. They're still
Yeah.
kids who want to have fun. If
Mhm.
it's that, hey, let it be. Why not? So until next time, I hope you enjoy some of these little cost saving
Spooky little
ideas.
funs.
Yeah, let us know if you actually do this. That'd be great to know if you actually did any of this stuff. You can email us to the VCR show at thevcrshow@gmail.com. Check out our website where the article is at thevcrshow.com. And you can also ask Roxy for her spooky tips via her social medias, which are.
On Facebook at Roxy Perez Curvy Model, on Instagram at PopRocks428, and on TikTok at the Pop Rocks. And Pop Rocks is spelled POPROXX.
And until next time, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you've been listening to VCR.
Later.
Bye bye. You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at The VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.